You cannot give up your trigger foods. You're going to hear it from doctors, nutritionists, every online fitness influencer in the world except for me, and who's actually lost 285 pounds, 250 once, put it back on, know what that's like, lived with that, want everyone to avoid that if they can, and which most people actually end up at. It's just the statistics. And then lost it and have maintained it since, 2022, I think is when or 21, I don't know. I've maintained it for 4 years at least, and without issue for the most part. I mean, I've been through 2 skin removal surgeries, 2 very long recoveries, 2 shoulder recoveries. I've been through a lot that sidelined me. So if I didn't know how to eat properly, I would be a lot bigger right now, that's for sure. So let's talk about never giving up your trigger food. So with an eating disorder, the whole goal is to repair your relationship with food. And I'm all for that. 100% you should repair your relationship with food if you can. But for a food addict, it's a different thing. It's not a disordered behavior. It is an addiction. An addiction. And the only cure for addiction that I've ever seen that worked in a consistent way or at all is abstinence. Now, of course, there's that outlier, 1 in 1,000 or 1 in a million person who can have an alcoholic drink on the weekend after being a full-fledged alcoholic for 20 years. What that person is built with, I don't know, but most people aren't like that. And so I tell people to give up their trigger food. And the overwhelming response is, what? You can't do that. That is not a life worth living. And I would like to just stop for a second and forget everything we've been taught and just look at this logically, okay? So in order to get to an ideal weight that is healthy, you have to eat a certain amount of calories. Now, this amount of calories that you have to eat is lower than what you've been eating your whole life. Now, what you've been eating your whole life is a lot of processed junk, processed sugar added with salt and fat to make it as palatable as possible. You're eating food that is created in a lab to make you want more, to make you want as much as possible so that it will increase their profits. So their shareholders get paid. And then guess what happens? You get obese and you get sick. And then guess what happens? Then if you're in America, you go to the doctor and then someone else is getting paid. There's a lot of interests at work to keep you sick. There aren't very many interests to make you well because that doesn't sell. So when people tell me, you have to eat your Reese's, you have to eat your Oreo. When someone tells someone who is addicted to these things that they have to eat them, it is insanity. Why? Someone tell me, please. Someone out there, hi, my name is Dustin, I'm a food addict. Will you please tell me why I have to eat a Reese's or my life is sad? Because I can show you a sad life. And I can show you this life and it's not sad. And it's not sad because I don't eat Reese's, I don't eat Oreo, I don't eat processed sugar, I don't eat things that send me off the edge into a non-stop compulsive spiral of eating that consumes everything. So you tell me what I'm missing out by eating this Reese's. Because did I mention that there is 0 nutritional value in it? It's something we made up to be addictive. And you're telling me if I don't partake in it that I'm a sad person? And my life is sad and I can't do that? Why? Why? You can do that. And people should do that. These foods are useless. Now, if you can eat them in moderation and maintain your weight, then please do. Please do. That's awesome. I'm jealous, I guess. I don't know. I haven't actually had it in so long. I don't care, so I'm not jealous. I take that back. I'm not jealous. Even if I could eat Reese's without problem, why would I? Super high calorie, not filling, and just make me want more. That is not conducive with everything I'm trying to do here. That makes it harder. Why would I want to make it harder? And how is moving that obstacle out of my way, which has allowed me to do everything I've done, wrong? How is it wrong for me? And how in the world could it be wrong for you? Even if you do have an eating disorder, even if you could repair your relationship with a Reese's, should you? I don't know. That's up to you. But for people to say, hey, if you don't eat that Reese's, you're going to binge. That's just what happens because that is restriction. No, that's not restriction. To me, that's common sense. Restriction would be eating too little food. Let's not call Reese's food. Maybe that's the problem. Food has nutritional value, okay? So, yeah, if you restrict food and eat too little, that is restriction. That will cause a binge. I have not had a Reese's, a Kit Kat, an Oreo, Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles in 8 years plus, and I don't binge. Explain that with your fancy science. I hope this helped.